right, welcome to the 12th edition of the Coach's Show with head coach Zane Dunnam. Coach, man, what a week.
It is really good week, and again, just blessed we're still playing because there's a lot of teams that have already hung it up and their seasons have ended, and we're blessed that ours hasn't. So really excited about the opportunity.
Well, Coach, let's talk about last week's game. By district round championship for the Demons, they won 83-35 over El Paso Riverside. Great night offensively for you guys. If I can find the numbers real quick, I think we had over 600 yards total offense. We saw some really good players from Riverside. Their quarterback, an incredible athlete. The running back was a really good athlete as well. And little bit of a back and forth game for a bit in the first quarter, but then the Demons break open, score 42 in the second quarter, and you're able to get about every guy on the field that you had suited up.
We did. It was a great night. Get credit to them. We knew that quarterback was a really good athlete. He had rushed for over 2,000 yards in the season. That's really special. He's talented. And so, he got a few plays on us early, but then we settled in and got the stops that we needed to, and our offense just continued to score. As you can see, 83 points, which is a school record. So really proud of that, and just proud of the effort that we had. A lot of records were actually set in that night. 83 points as a team. And then we had a really outstanding night by Blake Robinson as well. We knew that he was in reach of a few records, and so we were doing all that we could to make sure that we got him there, and he did that. He had 9 catches for around 165 yards. So that put him over on total yardage in career in Dumas history on our football team, and then also just receptions.
Yeah.
He was over as well. So that was really good to see. Proud of him, and that if it's unfortunate, for some things that happened to him early in his career, but all for a reason, I guess here. Just an outstanding senior season, but those totals would have been a lot more if he'd have been playing every game as a sophomore and junior year. So
yeah, and I think I look at those numbers too, and you think about how he was able to reach it really in about 1.5 seasons that he played, but. This is, Dumas, we don't throw the football a whole lot. And so for him to even still do this with the way that we have run the ball this season is, to me, pretty amazing, that he's taking advantage of the opportunities that he got. He was a big play guy for us last year.
Absolutely.
And this year he's been more of a possession receiver. Let's get first downs. Let's make plays. And he scored on a few long touchdowns, but he's averaging, I think, almost like close to 10 yards less per catch this season. So to still do that, to me, has been amazing. This was something that he talked about during the summer. I'm going to do this. I'm going to break this record. And nobody has gotten in his way. He has been an amazing weapon for us.
He sure has. Yeah, we're really proud. And probably more than his ability on the football field has been a weapon inside of our locker room.
Yeah.
Been a weapon off the field as well. He's a great leader. He was voted as a team captain and has just been a big part of this team's success, not just on the field, but our success off the field, just the environment and culture that we've created inside the locker room. A lot of it was led and spearheaded by him at the beginning of the summer.
Yeah, it's been really fun to watch that. Coach, I know that we talk about this a lot every week, but he couldn't do what he's doing unless you have the line that's doing their job. Colton's been unbelievable. I mean, not as much unbelievable because we knew he's a special guy, but he is doing some incredible things, I guess maybe is the best way to put it. He puts the ball on our guys and gives them a shot. He has matured in the way where he knows if he gets in trouble, he is able to throw it away. And then also if he gets in trouble, he gets out of things, Coach, where he's got to get to the end of the play and go, I can't believe what I just saw him do. And he had one of those runs on Friday night against Riverside where it was a scramble play. but he didn't even get touched. And he ran for a 49-yard touchdown, but he probably ran 100 yards in that play.
Sure, and that was, I mean, we were honestly just trying to get them to jump off sides. And we thought they jumped. Our center snapped the football. And so really there was not even a play called. There was nothing called. And so that's he just goes and makes plays, you know. He just, but again, I just like you said, and I think our kids would continue to say this as well. We've got a team, and we have some guys that are really doing some great things and really have the numbers each and every week. But I think we understand that we have a football team, and it requires every single one of us, our receivers blocking. A good testament to that, Colt Fox had 105 yards receiving.
Yes.
He's been a dirty work guy. He's just all year long has had to block out on the edge, had to run routes, had to. And his number was called the other night and had a really, really good night. And so that's probably what I'm most proud of is just the way that our guys care and love one another and honestly want to see the others succeed so much that. And if we can live that way, we've always talked about if we can live that way, you're going to get everything that you want in return.
You know what's amazing about these guys, and I think back to seasons past and how certain guys have stepped up in certain times, and then. Man, they just become household type names, for this team that we talk about. As you talk about Colt Fox and the plays that he was able to make on Friday night, it really, man, it so much reminds me of Juan Romero and how he had played basically a whole season kind of in the background, and then playoffs get here. I think it's in 2019. And all of a sudden, he is making plays all over the place. He's, one of the fastest kids on the field. And it's like, man. And then it propelled him into an incredible season this year. And I could see that with Colt Fox as well. And he's had a really good season. He just hasn't been the one who's
all the
been
numbers.
In the spotlight.
Yeah. Sure.
And but man, I mean, he showed. I think on Friday night, he can be one of those guys where we. Go to him. He's depended on, and he's going to make plays.
Well, and I think that's what what the playoffs do for you as well. Some guys really start to step up and start to find their role, and it's usually underclassmen too. Yeah. And so that's what we're super excited about. I mean, he's going to be back again next year, so he's really just starting to pave the way for his junior season or for his senior season and what's in front of him. So we're really, really excited about that.
I mean, you think about him too, growing up and playing. He's caught some passes from Colton.
He has. Yeah, absolutely. Started off in 8th grade.
So that's going to be fun to watch going forward. I thought another guy that stepped up and he's been a leader for you guys all season, but stepped up and really had a massive game was Christian Gonzalez. He's had opportunities during the season on offense and just hasn't been able to bring the ball in. Man, caught a huge touchdown pass and had his second pick six of the season.
He did, and I think he's another guy that you sort of, is just a dirty work guy that underneath the radar every single week, though. He's making plays for us on defense. He's a captain. Always has a lot of tackles on the defensive side, and as you said, I mean, just his second pick six of the season. There's a lot of guys that don't ever get them, throughout the year, and he's gotten 2 this year. And the one that he caught was really outstanding. One arm off of his hip and held it. And again, as you talk about that, a lot of people that allow that to be successful. There were people that were making big time blocks when he did that. Blake Robinson has a big time block. Ray Thornburg has a big time block that springs him and gets him in the end zone. So again, none of that's possible without all the guys that are also doing things behind the scenes.
It's fun to watch this team grow up. A guy that has played well all season, but I think continues to show that he's going to be a leader over the next couple of years is Kelton Dill. He just seems to be in on a lot of different plays, be where he needs to be. Him, and also I felt like we saw a lot of Shooter Coon on Friday night. Both of those guys just seem to be magnets to the ball.
They are. They're making a lot of plays right now. With Kelton being just a sophomore, and again, probably the quarterback on our defense, making all the checks and calls, he's just really starting to get comfortable. And I mean, you really don't always notice it, but then you look at the stat sheet or we grade on Saturday, and I mean, it's almost 10 tackles every single game. And Shooter's not far behind him. Shooter's in there at 6 and 7 every game. So really, really proud of what they're doing. Both those kids will obviously return for us next year. And then on the stat deal, which is really neat, Dallin was Kelton's brother that was a really good linebacker here for us. I think had somewhere around 105 tackles, was one of his biggest numbers. And Kelton's not far behind. I think maybe 10 tackles away from being there, and so we're excited about that. He's always looking at the chart and seeing where he's at, so that's really neat.
And we mentioned this, but a lot of guys got to play on Friday night. I think you mentioned that there was a point where we had all freshmen in at one point. Was that on defense?
Yes, sir.
And then on offense, there was a point, I think, where most of the skill position guys were freshmen. You had a quarterback, a couple of running backs, and I think some wide receivers as well.
We did. We tried to get as many freshmen as we could in the game. But I also stated, too, we have some seniors that are backups and that are very deserving of that time as well. And so that was my big focus there. Hey, let's get some young kids in the game, but don't jump over, a senior that hadn't been getting the reps, and we really need to honor them as well and let them play. So we had that, but we had a freshman score. We had at one time had a large portion of freshman linemen in the game, a freshman running back that we drove the football down the field and scored. So that was really good. I think that's huge. Practice is key in the playoffs for those guys, but when you can get them true game experience on a Friday night, we really believe that these kids can grow in just maybe the 15 to 20 reps that they get will really propel them for the next season. So it's great for our program.
One of the coolest things on the night was Juan Carlos throwing a touchdown pass to Javier Munoz, and watching the sideline react. I mean, and you had guys that, again, are your senior leader type guys. They were more excited for him than the touchdowns that they scored in the game, just to see. And it was so cool. I mean, one of the video angles, it might have been ours, you could see our sideline down at the bottom, and gosh, fist bumping and jumping up and down, and it was a really cool moment.
Yeah, I've never seen a team, like we have right now that celebrate others. They really, really do. And Javier's a senior that runs on scout team for us, just as on time every day, show up every day, didn't miss a day in the summer. And so when it's time for him to shine and get his moment, we're really, really excited, and his teammates are just excited as well. So that's really neat to see, and I think that what it says is you have a team. Yeah. You have a bunch of guys that care about one another, and so we really do here.
Pretty cool. You mentioned this earlier. Record points for a game, 83. Their previous record was 69 against Pampa back in 1967. These other two, Daryl and I are guessing, have to be records because of what the previous records were. Points and a half, 63, and then points and a quarter. He scored 42 points in the second quarter. And I didn't even realize that as it was happening. We got to halftime, and I started looking down the list, and I was going, all of these say second quarter. It all says second quarter. In fact, the game was tied at 14 at one point. And then at 3:25 left in the third quarter, Dumas was up 76-21.
Yeah, it was. It was. It was a fun night. It really was. And just I look at ZJ. I think he only had 11 carries, but 5 of them for touchdowns. And then as you go back and really review, you don't see it in the game, but as we go back and watch film, 5 of those touchdown runs, he was absolutely untouched.
Yeah.
So guys up front doing a really, really good job, and it was a fun time to showcase our kids and showcase our program, and an opportunity to win a goal football.
Yeah, it was a pretty incredible fight. Well, Coach, let's move on to tonight's opponent. Dumas will be playing an opponent that we have faced only one time before in a neutral site game in Lubbock. I think it was in 2020.
20.
The Stephenville game actually was not one that we had scheduled the previous year. That I think was maybe time slotted for Waco La Vega maybe. And that matchup just couldn't happen because of all the COVID stuff. But now we look at Stephenville. They're a state power. They've made the playoffs 42 times. They're a 6-time state champion. It's a program that was built to powered by Art Briles, but now it's a guy that has continued the tradition, a good friend of yours in Sterling Doty.
It is. They're a really good team, and they're coached very well also. And I am very familiar with Sterling Doty. I mean, we coached together at Abilene Cooper, so did Coach Waddell on that exact same staff, and a lot of really good times. We had a great staff there, and a lot of us, all started our young families at that time. I just remember us all. We were all young and really excited. But no, he's done a great job, and he played for Art Briles. He played there at Stephenville. That is his home. Sterling went off to West Point, played football there, and then transferred to University of Houston under Art Briles.
Okay.
And so he's they've got an outstanding football team, but we're really, really excited about the opportunity as well. As we're scheduling the game, we talked, and just we're excited to be able to see each other.
Sure.
That's the first thing he said, Coach. I'm excited to see you and hug your neck and see your family. And so a lot of bonds throughout this game. Obviously, we'll be competing, and I want to beat him as bad as he wants to beat me. So I understand that.
Sure.
But again, it's still. It's a neat situation, and we're excited for the opportunity.
Well, Coach, let's talk about what we're going to be looking at on the defensive side of the ball for Dumas. What do you think is going to be key for us as we face this Stephenville offense?
They're a high-powered offense. They're scoring 50 points a game.
Yeah.
And so I think we've got to understand. I mean, they're going to make their plays. They're going to do. They're too good not to. They haven't won 6 state titles for no reason. And that they've got a really good quarterback that throws the RPO style offense. They've got a huge offensive line that they run behind, and so I think they're gonna pick and choose. I mean, what they do, and so we've got to really do. I think we've got to. What I've seen on film, every game, that first 8 minutes of the game is very, very, very important. They really like to try to jump on people. They like to try to big play you. They like to try to then create a turnover on defense and go score again. And they really like to try to open up the gap and open it early. And so I think that's the key for us, is to make them earn everything that they get. Eliminate the big plays. They're going to get some. I mean, they're explosive. They're good at what they do. But we've got to eliminate them. I think we've got to make them earn, and we've got to make them drive the football, because if we create them to have to drive the football, there are opportunities for mistakes. There's opportunities for them to, for them to throw the football up and us tip it and pick it. There's an opportunity for us to create a turnover and those type of things. So we've got to make them earn everything and try to eliminate the big plays.
Sure. Offensive side of the ball for Dumas, what do you think is going to be key for the Demons to move the ball and score against this Yellow Jacket defense?
Move and score is exactly what you said. I mean, and easier said than done.
Sure.
As I watch them on defense, they're really, really, really good on defense. I think in the last 5 games, they've only given up 1 touchdown on the starting group in the last 5 games. Everything else has been shut out. And if they did score, it was against their backups late. And so the key is to create some drives. I mean, put plays together. There's not a whole lot of people that have been able to run the football against them, but I do think that we've got to try to win the line of scrimmage and show that we can and will move the football by running it. We've got a tailback that can do it, and I think we've got an offensive line that's big and strong enough to do that. And then just create some points. I mean, put points on the board. In drives with points. Protect the football. We do not need to give them any more possessions than they deserve. And then, I think our receivers and I think our quarterback and I think our offensive line, we're going to do a great job of protecting our quarterback, but I think we can move the football.
Coach, not many people outside of our locker room and outside of this town are picking Dumas in this game. I mean, that's just reality on that part.
Sure.
But you've got a locker room full of guys that are hungry, that aren't going into this game just expecting to play, and they're happy with their season and satisfied with what's happened. You got a locker room full of guys that believe that they're going to go out there and upset the Stephenville Yellow Jackets. And I've been texting you all week. We come down to 10 o'clock on Friday night. People are going to be talking about the Dumas Demons.
Absolutely. I mean, we worked really hard. That's what I'm mean, we didn't just by chance get here. I mean, nobody just said, hey, here you go. You're in the second round. You're facing Stephenville. We've worked to get here. Our kids have put in a lot of work, a lot of, we're currently sitting 8-3. It's a good football season. But we're not satisfied. And I think the biggest thing to do with that is our kids do understand how much they've invested. They do understand the culture of our locker room. They do understand, we will end the season somehow, some way. It's inevitable. It's going to end, whether we end it as state champions, whether we end it in the state championship, whether we're not fortunate enough to move on another round. It will end, and we understand that, but we're not ready for it too. And so everything, and it's still within our power. You can do everything you want on the board. You can put all the scores up there. You can look at everything off paper and off the football field. You still got to win it on Friday night. You still got to win it on the field. And our kids, I saw Race even post something on social media last night that just, brought me to my knees. It really did. He said, why not us? And that's how our kids believe. If it's to be done, why not the Dumas Demons? Because we've put in the work. And then the same thing, they're high school football players. They're freshmen, they're sophomores, they're juniors, they're seniors, they're human. They put on their pads the same way we do. And so it's got to be done on Friday night. And the team that executes the best is who's going to win on Friday night. And so we like our opportunity to get out there and execute and see what we got.
Coach, it reminds me so much of 2019, going into a big game against Decatur. They had our number a couple of years, maybe it was 1 or 2 years before that, I can't remember. When they had beat us, we were a 1 seed, they were a 4 seed. Nobody was really giving us much of a chance in Lubbock that year, and the fog rolled in, and so did the Dumas Demons.
Absolutely.
And it was an incredible game. I went back through, I read like 4 different articles from the game just to kind of jog my memory of what happened on that night. And, man, you talk about a battle.
It was.
And, again, Demons, I sent you a text this morning. Demons were picked to lose that game by double digits, a couple possessions, and found a way that night. And I see so many similarities in that team and this team.
Agreed.
It was a young team. I think kind of a team that that people were saying, man, this team could be good in a couple of years, and they got ahead of schedule. And I see that a lot in this team too. A team that's maybe ahead of what people thought that they could be, and I think it's a team that has been underestimated all season. I
think so too, and I think you're safe to say exactly what you did. Maybe ahead of where we thought we could be. We always evaluate and that's it. I think that's a testament to our kids and to our staff. We did enter the season, and we did not know what this would bring. Do we ever enter a season thinking we can't win? No, but we do start 8 sophomores, and we did have some question marks out there. But just a testament to what our locker room's done and how we've come together and how we've grown and how we've started to execute on the field. Be careful. Anything can happen on a Friday night, and we definitely believe that we deserve, we belong, and the big thing is we believe that it can be us.
Man, I do too, Coach. It's love this time of the year.
Yes, sir.
It is one that keeps us on our seats. It was so exciting this past Friday night, and no doubt it's going to be another one. The last time we played in Vernon was an unbelievable game against Lake Worth.
I think we went in down 27-7 at halftime, and then came out. And I think that's maybe all that they scored. We came back and won the game pretty handily, but it was wild. That's for sure. It was
wild out in Vernon, and man, it's going to be another great one again as we face off against the Stephenville Yellow Jackets. They're going to bring in they'll bring an incredible crowd.
They will.
And I was so impressed with our fans going down to Seminole.
What's good?
Again, it's a game I think that we knew kind of ahead of time. Dumas was going to be successful in what we were going to be able to do. It's a long trip down to Seminole, but man, our fans showed up. It was awesome.
They did show up. It was really neat to see, and so that's a challenge for this one. Moving into a Thanksgiving holiday, and let's shut down the town. Let's show up to Vernon and really celebrate these kids, and let's show them it's just a way. It's just an opportunity for us to really showcase our community and who we are and what we believe. So excited about that.
The eyes of Texas will be upon us.
No doubt. No doubt.
For sure. Hey, well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, second half of the Coaches Show with head coach Aaron Dunn.
Being a Demon isn't just about football.
It's about service.
It's about giving back to the community that raised us.
Our football team works hard on and off the field.
And in the community. From community service to supporting local events.
We're proud to represent Dumas.
But none of this is possible without you.
Your support means everything.
When the stands are full, we can hear our town cheering us on.
It pushes us to give our all.
We've got your back, Dumas. Now we need you to have ours.
Come out, show up,
Be loud. Support your Dumas Demons.
Together, we are stronger.
Welcome back to the second half of the Coaches Show. Coach, I just want to talk about how important these extra weeks of practice are. We know, obviously, this is what we want to do. We want to win every single game we play. We want to advance in the playoffs. This also pays dividends, not just on what we're doing right now, but it's going to pay dividends for next year and the year after next, year after next.
Well, as you go and you look at the programs across the state of Texas, there's a reason why the ones continue to be the top teams in the state of Texas. You from time to time, you'll see some in the Metroplex that have just opened up that come on the stage, but the same ones are here every single year. And that's the reason why, because they're getting that many more weeks of preparation. A lot of people, at 10 games, some people just put it up, and that's just what they do.
Yeah.
Well, your young kids are never able to experience this, and so you start to get in your mind and you get in your internal clock that you just play 10 seasons and it's over and you move on to the next sport. Well, that's not what we do, and that's been one of our pushes since we got here is we need to rewire our internal clocks that this is a 16-week season and we play on and on and on, and then this will just catapult our success into our next sports. And so just practice. We've got our freshman A team right now practicing with us, and they're getting varsity reps. They're getting scout team reps against our starters. That's huge. They just really, really grow up. A lot of teams they have to wait until next year for that to happen. Yeah. We're doing it this year. Our freshmen are able to grow up this year. They don't have to wait until they're sophomores. And so the longer we can prepare and keep bringing those kids to practice and taking them to playoff games and just understanding the whole process. Everything's different than the freshman and JV level when you come to the varsity. Just the stakes turn up, the preparation turns up, the maturity turns up. And so those kids are able to see that. They're able to witness it and be a part of it. And it's not just me. I just know this is how you develop and grow programs. The longer you can play, just the more success you're setting yourself up for the next season.
Well, so let's talk about some of that. I mean, how important last year was it for Kelton Dill, Tate Dunnam, Jesus Jara, Gio Bonilla, Angel Jara, those type of guys to get playoff reps in a game last year against El Paso Austin in the bi-district. So when they step out and their first game is in Dick Bivens Stadium against Caprock, a 5A team, they're like, hey, we've already played in the playoffs.
Exactly. Well, when that first game gets here, they're really not a first game sophomore.
Yeah.
They're really 2 or 3 games sophomore.
Sure.
2 or 3 weeks extra practice sophomore. And so they're honestly, I mean, that's just a fact. I mean, you can see that. And so the longer we can play and the more reps we can get those guys and experience that they can get, the better they're going to be. And so we're excited about that opportunity, and that's, we want to just continue to play.
Well, the lights are going to be bright on Friday night, and I think it's so important. of what's happening with these guys for sure. So let's talk about some of the other playoff games that are happening. First, some games that are outside of our classification, but some teams that we're familiar with, and some big games that are going on in the area around. Dalhart is playing Paradise in Childress on Thursday night.
I think this will be a huge one. Dalhart's got a lot of success and they're playing really good football right now, and I believe Paradise is who knocked Bushland out in the playoffs last year, and so Dalhart beat Bushland as well this year, and so I think it'll be a great game and a great test. I know Dalhart will be prepared and ready, and so this will be an exciting game.
I think it will be too. Another big one. This game is such a neat matchup. You have Anna playing Paladero at Wichita Falls, and tell us why that game would be such a cool matchup.
Well, it's really neat that Seth Parr, which was coached at Paladera underneath his dad. And then Coach Mims was a player there at that time as well, underneath both Pars. And so this is a huge matchup. I mean, them being able to come together and be able to play each other, that's really, really neat. Parr went on at Caprock to be the head coach at Caprock after he was assistant at Paladera, and then moved on to Coronado and now to Anna. Won a state championship in 4A, but now they've moved up to 5A. It's just going to be, there's a lot of ties, a lot of friendships, a lot of families that have spent a lot of time together, and so it's going to be a really neat matchup.
It is going to be cool. So Anna and Paladero on Friday night in Wichita Falls. Another Friday night game, Tascosa playing Aledo at Big Spring.
I think this will be a tough one for Tascosa. Big matchup in second round. Really, really powerful football team in Aledo, just tradition rich. Won a lot of titles, and I think this will be a really tough one for Tascosa.
That's right. The other one is Bushland playing against Jim Ned. That game at Lowry Field in Lubbock.
Jim Ned's not too far removed from a state championship, but Bushland's starting to play some good football. I think this will be a really tough game for Bushland, but definitely not one that they can't win. I mean, they're used to playing deep in the playoffs, and so I think Jim Ned better be really careful about this because Bushland might be gaining a little bit of steam and playing some good football right now.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, let's move on to Class 4A Division I, Region 1. There's 8 teams left in our region, Coach, and 4 of them are from District 2, 4 of them are from District 4. So we're going to see a little matchup against districts this week. Canyon playing against Brownwood at Ratliff Stadium in Odessa.
Well, I'm just going to go ahead and say it now. I mean, I'm hoping for a district sweep from our district. I'm not going to take anybody from theirs. It's definitely going to be a challenge for us all. But this Canyon and Brownwood matchup will be really, really good. And I think those two teams are pretty evenly matched as well. I really do. I don't know how that's going to end up, but it's going to be an interesting football game.
It was after seeing some of the stuff Canyon did last week, I think Lovern is starting to churn the pot a little bit. They're throwing the ball a little bit more, and it's going to be interesting to see this matchup because they both have tendency to play keep away.
Sure,
this game might be over in about 45 minutes.
It might be. It really might.
West Plains is playing Lampasas. That game's at Snyder.
Team that knocked us out last year in Lampasas. I think West Plains is probably the better football team, but again, anything can happen in the playoffs. But Lampasas didn't bring back everybody that they played with last year, and so I don't know if they're exactly what they were last year. But again, West Plains is. I do know that. I've been on the field with them, so it'll be a good one.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting matchup there. Again, that one Friday night, I think, in Snyder. Friday afternoon,
3 o'clock.
We could almost. I was thinking, man, if we left earlier, we could catch some of that game in Iowa Park. Burnett is playing Randall at Iowa Park. I think it's 3 o'clock, as you said, on Friday afternoon.
Yeah, I think Randall's the better football team here. I don't think there's any question about that. Again, you got to play it. You got to play it on the field. But I think Randall will come out victorious in this one.
I do too. So the winner of that game plays the winner of our game, of course. Stephenville playing the Demons on Friday night in Vernon at 7 o'clock. And Coach, we didn't mention this earlier, but I want to mention this before we kind of go off. one of the reasons our guys have so much confidence in being able to face Stephenville is they did see these guys this summer.
Yeah.
And skill guys versus skill guys, Dumas beat them.
We did. I mean, we beat them in 7-on-7 to advance to state 7-on-7, and so I do. I mean, they've got really, really good skill kids. There's no doubt about that. But so do we. And I really see Stephenville's huge success. Obviously, their quarterback that moved in, and he's a really good football player, and he really helps them. And I don't believe he was with them at state 7-on-7.
Sure.
But up front, I mean, they're really good on the defensive line. They're really good on the offensive line. And when you combine those guys with your skill guys, that's how you win big time games. And so they do. But so do we. We did see them as well at the state lineman challenge.
Right.
They were there, and so we've seen them in person. We've been with them. It's just now got to be all put together.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can line up kids, you can match them up. You can put Stephenville over there, you can put Dumas over there, and you can have somebody come in and pick and say who's going to win this football game.
Yeah.
You can't ever tell because you can't measure what's inside. You can't measure how big their hearts are. You can't measure how tough they are, and you can't measure execution. That's got to be done on the football field. So we're excited about our opportunity.
Cannot wait, Coach. It's going to be a big one. Again, Dumas Demons facing off against number 2 ranked Stephenville Yellow Jackets in the area round of football. It's going to be a great one, and I hope you're there in the stands right now watching this pregame as you're getting ready to cheer on the Dumas Demons. Coach, again, hope to see you again next week.
Yes, sir. Let's plan on it.
All right.